I accidentally caused an international incident. You see, Pakistan just fought Korea in the Soup Nations Cup, a 3-day event to decide who is the #1 region in Tekken 8. If you want to see those matches, you can check out my coverage of that in the videos linked below. But the event was a great end to Tekken 8 Season 1, with some of the best Tekken we've seen in months. The people were hungry for more, and that's where our story begins. Right after I finished streaming the event, I tweeted right away, speaking of which, we're due for NA versus EU again. Everybody was so excited by the gameplay we got to see that I thought, let's set up another one. Let's do a little instigation. For those who don't know, in 2022, 3 years ago, NA versus EU fought in a 10v10 at Combo Breaker. This was back in Tekken 7. And NA ended up winning. So we got a few bragging rights there. People have always said NA is one of the worst regions in the world, and that was a big win for us. Little did I know, this would start all the drama on Twitter that you may have missed if you're not on Twitter. Spag, the commentator who actually organized Pakistan versus Korea and the last NA versus EU event, said, "In time, my friend, don't be too much in a rush to get your asses kicked." Or he's from the UK, he probably said arses. And tapping in, Rangchu, TWT champion for 2024, said, "We gave you a good time. Now it's your turn to give us a good time. Pause. Do USA versus EU." And he tagged Spaghetti Rip and Speed Kicks. King Ray Jr., another pro NA player, says, "Why tag Speed?" He said, "Because I love his reaction." And this is where the drama begins. So Spag ends up just tweeting out of nowhere, "I honestly think Germany clears the USA on their own." To which 2 NA players immediately reply with bracket receipts of NA players beating German players specifically, Kazuku Lars and Tetsu. Remember this tweet. This tweet will come back from the evil Padawan. But going back to the initial "don't rush to get your asses kicked," Speed replies with a quote tweet, "Spag is an admirable guy. It shows a special dedication to his region to speak like this with a 0-1 all-time record versus the USA," referencing the 2022 10v10 at Combo Breaker. Spag, not willing to take that lying down, ends up finding Arslan Ash. They're still in Korea at this point. They haven't gone home from the event, the Pakistan versus Korea event. He finds Arslan Ash, and this is what happens.
Arslan, I want to ask you a question, yeah? Okay, so you Pakistan's #1, right? Yeah. #1, because you beat Korea today, right? But who is better? Go this way. Who is better from NA or EU? And be honest.
Be honest. Honest, I think EU.
So Arslan Ash speaks on the record, on video, and says EU is better than NA. This starts a huge debate. Everybody starts replying, but Shadow20Z is on the record saying everybody's talking about region versus region, and I just want to beat everyone. I don't care if you're from Narnia, I just want to win. And I respect that. I think that's a very respectable perspective. Raccoon responds, I'm not going to read that tweet, but this is a cool competitor's mindset. He's like, I don't care about your beef, I don't care what's going on. Send me anybody, I'll win. And that was the end of March 16th. That was the end of March 16th, and we thought maybe it'll just calm down there. Oh, were we wrong. March 17th, further instigation. Speed Kicks, quote tweeting Shadow. I respect this. But right now, there's dudes waking up in Europe, eating beans with toast, opening Tekken to MASH at -8, and then opening Twitter to say they're better than the USA. I humbly ask you to beat everyone from over there specifically. Strong words. Shadow digs in. They already lost in the 10v10 back then, and they eat beans with toast. 2 L's already. Would be more interested in facing Pakistan, Korea, Saudi Arabia, or Japan. Get EU away from me. We don't even need to fight them. And surprisingly, March 17th ended with not much else. Instead, Europe would wake up the next day and bring receipts. Joka, UK Pro, quotes Shadow. Shadow, you've never beaten me in your entire Tekken career in multiple Tekken games. And Speed Kicks, I beat you so badly in London. I would do a British accent, but that's going to be ugly. And you told me you didn't want to play anymore. Tapped out. EU wins free. Speed does not... Speed has something to say in response to that. Huh? Joka's talking? The loses to my week 3 Nina Joka? The Jod can't play the matchup like this, Joka? This was after Speed went to CEO 2024 and fought Joka in casuals. He fought Joka in casuals after 3 weeks of Nina practice, and Joka said this. Now, to reference back, Joka's tweet here is about Red Bull Golden Letters, which happened after the fact, so this is slightly out of order. But Speed is saying, when I just started picking up Nina, you were tweaking. Then, talking about Red Bull Golden Letters again, the later event, he said, good job winning some casuals after watching the rest of us play top 8 from the sidelines in your own country. Red Bull Golden Letters was in the UK. But focus on the active pros. You don't want me in this fight, bro. Joka says, I expected a better response. And Speed says, I expected a better player. Where's Kane and Trench? I think this is a fair reply from MYK. So it's getting spicy right away. It's getting absolutely heated. And Nino from Germany, the one who won Red Bull Golden Letters, tags in to save Joka. Speed Kicks, you are definitely one of NA's best, so I'll always remember how I beat you in Red Bull Golden Letters. That's a nice compliment. It's a backhanded compliment. You're one of the best. I'm glad I beat you. You probably thought you could win with your Nina. When you realized that wasn't going to work, you took your main and got beaten just as bad. Bring anyone from NA, we are waiting. Strong words. Remember this tweet I told you to think back to? Evil Padawan had quoted Spag talking about Germany and says, I think Germany clears the USA on their own. I don't think so, little bro. Well, Tetsu has something to say about that. Y'all like screenshots? Look at this. So this is his tweet, and these are the screenshots he shared. 2-0 over Anakin, 2-1 over Fear of Silence, 2-0 over Speed Kicks, 2-0 over King Ray Jr. Isn't that like half of NA already? We won last time. Tekken 8, different game, different place. How about you come to EU and use your money to travel instead of wasting it on Five Guys? Speaking of Five Guys, that's all we need to beat you. That's wild. Strong contribution from a TO and a locals owner from Atlanta, 404 Final Boss. This dude's tripping if he thinks Tekken players can afford Five Guys. So, EU clapped back pretty hard on March 18th. But it gets worse. It gets absolutely worse. March 19th. King Ray Jr., quoting Tetsu, says, where is your top 2 at a master event again? What makes it even worse is I came over to you versus Fighting 13, I believe. I came over to you guys and did it. Top 2, outplacing every European in Europe. King Ray Jr. Should be noted, fact check, that I believe Pun Life on Twitter did note that Europe does have a master win. So, important detail here. In any case, King Ray talked his shit, and Tetsu replied. This is King Ray Jr.'s quote tweet. Tetsu just shares a clip, no text, no comment, of him running up and hot kicking King Ray on Wake Up. A very European play and a very effective one. That was a little fun response to yesterday, but that's not even the beginning. Spaghetti Rip, still in Korea, interviews JDCR. What does JDCR say?
What's up, JD? How you doing, man?
Yeah.
You good?
Yeah,
all right.
good. How are you?
Obviously, yeah, all good. I need to ask the question. The question that everybody wants to know. In a battle between EU and NA in Tekken 8, who do you think would win? And be honest, who do you think would win?
10v10, right?
Yes.
10v10.
10v10.
EU.
EU?
EU.
Why EU?
NA sucks right now.
Oh.
Except for Jimmy and Anakin.
Wow. Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah.
So, JDCR is an honorary NA player, as far as we know. And that tweet set off America. As you could see, tons of replies. This is what really got people talking. The Arslan tweet definitely got people talking. But that statement really set people off. I didn't chime in specifically, but people spoke in my stead, by the way, to point this out, which was pretty cool. So appreciate you guys. But I tried to keep it quiet. I wanted to be as neutral as possible in order to provide some unbiased coverage. You'll find out later that it's not very unbiased, but here we go. Jimmy and Anakin right now. This is funny. But NA goes in, to say the least. Shadow20Z, yawning face, sharing this clip of him 2-0ing JDCR, eliminating him from this tournament with his Zafina against Dragunov, taking the final game 3-0 at Emirates Showdown. Handshake. Shadow's a polite guy, very calm, but he talked his shit. Speed Kicks, empty question mark, Red Bull Golden Letters, Hwarang versus Dragunov. There's no audio in this clip, as hype as I want to get about it. Nasty combo, by the way. This is a first to 3 format. Perfect. A perfect. Joe Crush, referencing an older tournament, the Tekken World Tour 2023 Global Finals. Come on, bro. Bringing Korea Legends to your aid is crazy work. I guess if I lost last time, I would have run to multiple of my daddies for validation, too. A matter of fact, a lot of us had a crack at them. We should run it versus them next time. Really. So, Joe Crush talking shit. Trojan, a tournament organizer and one of the best Lily players in the US, if not the world, did not have tournament footage to share, but had a gift that I had never seen before and not sure if I want to see again. Quoting, JDCR has spoken. And for those who are audio only, there's a man pumping up a motorcycle tire by sitting on it repeatedly, by riding the pump. Mac, he's not been active in Tekken 7 or Tekken 8. You might not know him, but this is a clip from Tekken 7 on his stream where he said last time JDCR was in America, he was losing to Piccolo's, Gotens, and Imperfect Cells.
We gotta get him with it.
Fake unblockable into while rising 2-1. Sending JDCR to the wall combo, guaranteed hit on the ground, and a low to kill. 3-1 in online ranked. Rangchu, JDCR is not American person anymore. He's loving the drama as he said he would. And Kaywa said, this is how NA are coming for JDCR after this tweet. Leave the guy alone. There's nothing wrong with his correct opinion. So this tweet really set off everybody, especially NA. And tons of people were replying too. Landon D said, Anakin and Jimmy only, what is this, 2017? Just tons of comments. And Speed at this point gives a recap. For the uninitiated, here's the timeline. EU says they're better. NA wins 10v10. Again, back in Tekken 7, 2022. EU says they're better again. US beats France and outplaces Germany and UK at Gamers 8. Gamers 8 was an official team 3v3 tournament back in Tekken 7 again in 2023, I believe. So in that tournament, multiple countries had teams. So Germany and the UK had teams as well as France, and the US beat France and outplaced Germany in the UK. EU now is posting Arslan and JDCR saying they're better. I think they specialize in just talking. Chicken Chakra replies, all events mentioned are at least 2 years ago, not even in the current game. If you're scared of the run back, just say so. He was prepared for that. He says, nobody's scared of the run back. I'm just telling y'all to learn from history unless you believe in third time's the charm. So, NA is prepared to fight. Even though EU has historically had a great run in Tekken 8 and arguably better tournament results, NA is no slouch either, and we've been showing up. By the way, Speed says, Spag, we thought you wanted EU versus NA in Tekken, not a Glaze Asia competition. To which I thought it was important to say we would win that too. If we were glazing Asia, we got PhiDX on the team, okay? We would win that too. Ain't nobody glazes better than I do, pause. No pause. This was a funny meme out of nowhere. Did we beat Shadow? No, Joka. That was King Ray. So March 19th got spicy, but it gets better. A pleasant reminder from my past self. I'd be going through the tabs too quickly that I would need a reminder. Here is March 20th. A nuke is dropped. First, Spag has something to say from the airport.
Yo, what's going on, guys? Spag here. I'm in Abu Dhabi. I'm on my way back still from Seoul, from Korea. Pakistan versus Korea.
That phone vibration is in the video.
I landed in Abu Dhabi.
I keep looking to the left.
I see emotional people, bruv. Emotional Americans, bruv. Do you know what it is? I think what it is that video of JDCR saying that America sucks. I think that really hurt him. Because this is someone that they looked up to for such a long time. I understand, I get it. Because he spent the entirety of Tekken Tag 2 just coming to your ends and just beating all of you and taking your money. And you looked up to him, you know? And he just came and said, you guys are shit, man. But the thing is, you guys are. And it's like, it's not a bad thing. It just means you should be motivated to get better, you know? And we've got emotional Americans coming at me, bro. Like, what the fuck did I do, man? All I did is show what the people are thinking. That's it. I asked simple questions, and I got a very simple answer. If you don't like the answer, don't fucking come at me for it, you know? Anyway, I'm not even back from the Pakistan versus Korea thing, and people are coming at me, man. It is what it is. It's fine. But I'm going to continue to do what I do, which is to create amazing tournaments and exhibitions And as much as you guys will say that it's annoying and it's obnoxious and blah, blah, blah.
Important context. Spag was getting quote tweeted with people saying, I hate when Spag stirs up this drama. It's so annoying. It'd be better if it came from a top player, but he's just engagement farming. So he's responding to that right now.
And as much as you guys will say that it's annoying and it's obnoxious and blah, 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 you're gonna fucking watch anyway, aren't you? Yes, you are. You're gonna watch. There's nothing you can do about it. You're gonna watch. When that shit happens, wherever it happens, and I've got some potential venues and countries where you might be doing it. You're gonna fucking watch. Do you understand? So it is what it is.
So he's right. People love this stuff as long as as much as people will complain, they really like this. And I think it's good. I think it's more hype to have this stuff than have constant cyclical news about the DLC and the battle pass and, you know, the poor optimization. This is fun. This is way more fun. By the way, remember when Speed said, I expected a better player? Where's Kane and Trench? Kane and Trench finally responds a few days late. I put more respect on Joker's name, mate. I'd also be careful bringing me up when I can clear half your team at a minimum. Shadow, King Ray Jr., Sour Piggy, Cuddlecore, whose TWT 2022 dreams I rainbow dropped in the gutter. You, who I smashed 3-0. Pause. And I'm but one EU heavy here. It's fighting words. And Joka, doubling down, gets Kokoma to speak.
Yo, what's up, guys? I pray that you're all doing well. Today I'm with Kokoma. I'm just gonna ask him one question, man. You know what question I'm gonna ask him.
Just one question, and I can imagine that. Yeah.
Who is stronger, Europe or NA?
It's a very simple question, even for now. It's really super easy to answer that. I bet every my. Where's my wallet?
Whoa. Crazy. Confident.
Yeah, in here I have so much dollar and Saudi Arabia money. I can bet this all for EU winning.
Wow. But why do you think Europe is stronger?
There are so many good players now, even. But NA is sucks now. Honestly. except Anakin or Jimmy or like Joey maybe?
And Shadow.
Shadow, yeah. But who else? Can you pick the another players? Like who else?
You heard it here first, guys. Kokoma thinks Europe is way stronger than NA. He even said he'd put his savings on it and his wallet and everything, so what can I say?
Very powerful words. You remember what happened last time Korea spoke? We came with receipts. Shadow 20Z, Joka, you're next. 2-0 over Kokoma. NG Obscure, I'm not even in top 20 NA right now. Lol, but NA sucks. Gonna need homie to sit this one out. 2-0 over Kokoma. NA is ready with receipts. We're the land of commerce and entertainment. We got receipts. Now look at this. Ty even cannot sit down. He was silent this whole time. Ty, like star Brian player from NA. March 20th finally replies. Joka and Kokoma spoke. This is it. 2-1 over Kokoma. 2-1 over Joka. Ty said, I gotta throw my hat in the ring now. I can't let these two talk like this. Alright? But that's not the nuke. Well, also, this isn't the nuke. There's a funny reply. You should be more worried about making it on the team this time, little bro. Ty was not in the last 10v10. Ty says, all it means is y'all lost to a suboptimal team last time, little bro. Woo! This is fire. This is so fire. But that's not the nuke. This video releases, Kokoma has spoken, drops at 2:40 p.m. Speedkicks ATL tweets at 7:46 p.m. This is what he tweeted.
But NA is sucks now. Honestly. except Anakin or Jimmy or like Joey maybe?
And Shadow.
Shadow, yeah. But who else? Can you pick the another players? Like who else?
Drop it.
Now, this match is what King Ray Jr. was talking about when he came to Europe and got second place, beating Kokoma twice, making him like blocking his offense. He switched to Dragunov, mind you. Kokoma switched to Dragunov, switches to Fang after. Or sorry, Kokoma picked Dragunov, switches to Fang, and immediately does a duckable string at the start of the round. And King Ray Jr. is the master of string defense. And he says NA sucks. Now, the edit alone is fire, but the context is even crazier. So Speedkicks has been mostly coding in C++ and coaching Tekken. He doesn't really play the game or stream the game actively outside of a couple days a week. And he put down his code. He saw the Kokoma video, put down his personal projects, opened up Premiere Pro, and when it comes to editing, it's not his favorite activity, okay? So that's why I do a lot of the content with his ideas. But he does not enjoy particularly doing some editing work. So to make this entire edit was commitment, was pure spite-driven commitment. And on top of that, apparently, he had to put down the edit to do a coaching session. That's how deep this NA versus EU beef runs. This reply caught everybody's attention. Even Kokoma, even Korean players were retweeting this. Ulsan retweeted this tweet. Everybody loves this. People from outside of the Tekken scene are coming through and are like, yo, this is ridiculous. King Ray Sr., the father of King Ray Jr., nodding in approval. This was absolutely the peak of this beef thus far. And since then, it's been pretty quiet from EU. We had to give it up. So, what's happening next? Spag says NA versus EU will happen. I'm working on it. We have 2 potential locations and both offer something unique and exciting for everyone. If it goes as planned, it's going to be insane. He also said, I trust Speedkicks to be impartial and thorough in helping to create an optimal NA team. With his knowledge of the game and current experience of the NA scene. Speed says, we have a list describing our player pool from decorated pros to underground legends. Confirm a location and we can confirm a team. Organizer of Combo Breaker and Evo, Rick the Hotto, says, most of my feed is NA versus EU back and forth. Let me know if y'all are running this back and need help sourcing a location for a Tekken 8 round. So we have support from one of the biggest tournament organizers, if not the biggest. Evo is the biggest, right? The biggest tournament organizer in the fighting game scene to host this. So it's going to happen. Tons of conversations are happening on Twitter about, again, drafting the 10v10 teams. So let me know in the comments, who do you think belongs in each squad? 10v10 NA versus EU. It's going to be hype. We still have to build the teams. We're going to wait for the Season 2 changes. It's going to be really exciting. This is always so hype. Obviously, Pakistan versus Korea, determining the #1 strongest region in Tekken, is always hype. But NA and EU have generational beef. Going back to the American Revolution, we have not liked EU. And we will keep that up into Tekken 8 in 2025 and beyond. So I hope you guys are excited. I hope you enjoyed this recollection, this recap of some of the most insane beef ever. Go check out the tweets. Go check out the edits. I can only imagine more exciting things are going to come as this goes on further and further. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for sticking around the entire time. I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.